Hello and welcome. So, this is the Ask Max webinar where you can ask me any of your energetic questions. Because I know as an energetically aware person, it can be challenging to know who to ask and if your questions are even valid. Now, the thing is any question you have is valid, and we're going to have time for all those questions today. But first, I want to give you just a little bit of introduction to who I am. So, I'm Max Riggs, energetic awareness coach, energy explorer, and energy healer. Now, one of the things that's kind of different from me than everybody else is I've kind of looked at things, and when you've done energetic work, you've probably heard that you should be able to just instantly change anything instantly. Blah, yikes. And it sounds super cool, but it's also kind of disempowering when things don't change instantly for you. So, what I've looked at, and I kind of simultaneously hold two points of view. One that things can change instantly as if by magic, and sometimes they just won't change in this moment. And if they won't change in this moment, what can we do to actually change them? So, I've done deep exploration on this and found that pretty much everything we can unlock, we can shift it at least a little bit. And unlocking it that little bit sometimes is the hardest, that then allows things to instantly change later. So that's the part that all of my work is all about, and letting you know that you're okay. And if you haven't been able to change something instantly, there is nothing wrong with you. Whoa. And I know it can feel like things are wrong with you because you're supposed to be able to change anything. Now, the thing is, you actually can, but sometimes it just takes a little bit of time. But doing energetic work, we can always change it much faster 20, 30, or even 100 times faster than using normal tools. Now, I want to take you back to the time when I first started out. This was like close to 10 years ago in 2013. And back then, the only way you could really get this kind of energetic information was to take a live course. Now, these live courses were pretty expensive. It was like a weekend retreat where it was like $1,500. And I think even now it's probably even more. But this was the only way back then that you could actually get this information. And people wanted to go take these classes as much as possible. And I did too. And I talked to people who were taking these classes like every week or even once a month. Now, I was really envious of them at the time, but I noticed that when I went back to take another class, like 4 or 5 months later, I had actually had more change than the people that were taking classes even once a week. And of course, like I said, I'm an energetic explorer. So I was wondering, why is that? So I figured out two main things. I'm going to share those with you right now. Now, the first one is having a daily energetic practice. And the second is spending a deep weekly, like hour-long time exploring an energetic topic deeply and clearing on that. So the first one is having a daily energetic practice. Now, this is just like clearing things when you don't feel like you really need to clear. And I look at it a lot like taking a shower. Like, so if you're taking your daily or every couple day showers, sometimes you're not like really dirty, you're not even smelly, but it just feels good to take a shower. But the thing about clearing that stuff off, energetically clearing things off every day, is that those energetic residues and energetic things that build up don't build up as much. And when you clear those off, then you don't have that kind of the energetic pushing, so that when don't go your way, when you have a challenge or upset, you don't react more strongly than you want to. Now, I know we've all had those times when it's like you react really strongly to something and you're going, why did I do that? Well, it's mainly because there's a lot of energetic junk that builds up just by you being a kind and caring person in the world. And when you clear that out, it makes everything easier. So if you don't already have a daily energetic practice, I have the free Recenter and Reclaim Energetic Change audio. So if you're already on my email list, you probably already have that. But if you're not, I'll give you a link after this class that you can download that free energetic audio so you can have a tool to use every day or as often as you would like to clear out that energetic junk. Now, the other one is going really deep, spending an hour or so doing deep energetic clearings. And this works in a couple ways. The first one is sometimes that's really the only way that we can get at these deep embedded energies, because they require multiple levels of clearing to actually get there. So if you're doing that once a week, you're able to start releasing a lot of stuff. And then one of the interesting things is when you're doing deep energetic clearing, you're also participating in the energetic creation and energetic change field, which kind of like automatically removes blocks and limits and also reminds you of the powerful, capable, person you just know you can be. Now, when I first started doing this, there wasn't any way to do it besides in these full classes. But now I have a membership program where once a week we meet and we go deep into these energetic topics. And energetic topics that are kind of like every one of us energetically aware people bring up. And right now, I think that we've gone through like 50 different topics. It's a really big thing. I'll tell you about that more later, but I just really wanted to let you know kind of where I am and what's been going on. Awesome. Okay, so I guess we were only just a few minutes in, but I wanted to see like who has questions. Okay, it looks like we have a question right now. So Santa, do you want to go ahead and ask your question?
Sure. Dr. Dispenza talks about how the body has these chemical reactions and it creates scenarios that enable it to keep creating these responses. So I see that as some form of programming. Is there any way to stop or cut off that internal programming? I don't know
Yeah,
if
so
you're
there's a couple
familiar.
things around that. So Dr. Dispenza, he looks at bodies as like a horse that has to be controlled, guided, and told what to do. Woo, so everything that brings up, you choose to release, let go, and or allow all that to be removed from your reality now. Woo, yes, I choose that. Wowza, retract, rescind, revoke, recant, renounce, make null and void, make null and void, make null and void. So I look at bodies as your partner, not something to be controlled, ordered around, but a partner that you work with on your life's journey. So we already have a different way of looking at how to approach bodies. Now, do bodies have programming? Do they have responses that have built up through habits or traumas in the past? Whoa, yes. Whoa. Okay, well, so we just tapped into like a really big one. So a really big one is traumas. Yeah. So all the traumas your body has experienced, that then become kind of pre-programmed responses. So when something even similar in any way starts to bring up those emotions, that your body responds with that trauma response. Yeah. Whew, yikes. Do you choose to release? Whew, let go and or allow all that to be removed from your reality now. Woo, and everything that's saying no, freeze all, pre-scan all, pre-tag all, pre-ID all, pre-encapsulate all, and whoosh, out, 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 out. Wowza, banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish. So one of the things around that is to actually give your body another option. And so I think it comes down to a couple parts. One is releasing that trauma response. So everywhere, everything, actually, everything the word trauma response brings up, there's probably some judgment that's built into that. Because I've never really talked about the trauma response. I've talked about trauma, but the trauma response, yikes. So there's a lot of judgment in there, because if you are responding in a way that is from the trauma response, that almost always seems like there's a judgment there. So all the judgments around your trauma responses, how you respond to certain situations, do you choose to release, let go, and or allow all that to be removed from your reality now? Oh gosh, that's a big no there. Freeze all, pre-scan all, pre-tag all, pre-ID all, pre-encapsulate all. So one of the things that's kind of going on around that is that we have judgments around things. Anything we have a strong judgment about, even if it's something that we think is a good judgment, and you might have a judgment like, of course, you don't want to have that traumatic response when somebody says something that's not even related to that. But when you have that judgment that you're not supposed to do that, it kind of creates this block, this lock that makes it really hard to change. And the part is we've been told basically throughout our lives that if you make something wrong enough, if you judge it harshly enough, that'll get you to change it. But what I found is something exactly the opposite. When you remove that judgments, then it allows you to change. So everywhere you made yourself wrong, you judge yourself harshly for having a traumatic response. Do you choose to release, let go, and or allow all that to be removed from your reality now? Yes, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. So all the additional traumatic responses that because it's not such a big deal, because it's not significant, even though it seems significant, do you choose just to release, let go, and or allow all that to be removed from your body now? Yes, vaporize like a fire. Now I kind of got uh, stuck there, but it wasn't. It was like because our bodies we want to remove it from our body's reality. So all the traumatic responses that your body has. So I'm asking your body now, body, do you choose to release and let go those traumatic responses? Whoa. Oh, and this is another little tip. Anytime that you feel things around trauma or trauma things bring up, if you shake, like that, or do a little dance or something like that, that actually helps your body to release those stored emotions, those stored chemicals, and that traumatic response. So once again, we're not making it wrong that you have a traumatic response to some of these things. We're just recognizing that it's there, and then we're doing what we can to change it. Awesome. Cool. Let's see. Do we have any other questions that are coming up? Yeah, Marilyn.
This is sort of related to what you just said. I was wondering if you could help me with. They're not traumatic, but I'm seeing that they're holding me back,
Okay.
and so what am I? Let's see. Can you help me clear whatever I'm doing, being, having, whatever, where I'm trying to be normal, ordinary, do what's expected, do what's demanded, do what's ordained. So
Yeah.
sort
So
of,
there's a
yeah.
couple things around there. So
Okay.
while we always want to look at the part that is ours, what it is within you that is doing that, the first thing that I do with everything is look at what's externally doing that, projecting that, telling you that. Whoa. Yeah. So there's a lot of things that are telling you that you're supposed to be normal, you're supposed to fit in,
Yeah.
you're supposed to do what's expected. Well, and the thing is, if you're trying to change something in yourself that's actually outside of you, it doesn't work because it's kind of like you're pushing the car the wrong way. And so what we want to do first is remove all the external stuff, and then what's left is your stuff that you can change. So what are all the external forces that are telling you, that are forcing you to want to fit in, to do what's expected, to do what's right, to do the steps that this reality has told you you're supposed to do? All of those that are saying that, freeze all, pre-tag all, pre-ID all, pre-encapsulate all, and whoosh, out, 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 vanquish, banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so
Yeah.
now what's coming up around that?
Yeah, it's better because it's, yeah. When you say it out loud, I'm just like, you know how you hit your forehead and you go, well, I knew that, or why didn't I think
Right.
of that?
Right.
It's, yeah.
And then the part that comes up with all this stuff, while it's helpful to have somebody else kind of go through this stuff with you, even if you
Yeah.
can do all this stuff normally on your own, is that any challenge that's up for you, any challenge that's up for me, if it's up for you, it's kind of like it's already significant and you already have some pre-decided beliefs about what it is, which is why sometimes you can just talk to somebody, even a friend who doesn't know energetic stuff, and they ask you a question and you go, oh yeah, that's it. And it's the same thing here. So no matter who you are, no matter how advanced you are, there are going to be things that when you're trying to facilitate yourself, you're going to like miss, sometimes even some really simple stuff. So one of the big ones, like I just talked about, was removing the external forces that are messing with you, or actually the external perceptions you have of things. Whoa, that's a big one for all of us. And that sometimes happens to me too. Sometimes I'm calling up my best friend and saying, gosh, I'm having a really tough time. And then she goes, oh, did you ask whose stuff you're picking up? Whoa. And so that happens to me too. There's no judgment. It's just like things that are around us are just like harder for us to see ourselves. So you can still process all this stuff on your own, but it's helpful to have a sheet to go through that. And I actually have one of those as a paid tool, or people who are in my membership program get that for for free. But let's just do that one thing. So what are all the things you're perceiving from outside of you that are pushing you off center, making you feel not like yourself? Whoa. Whoa. So all those external energies, whoa, do you choose to release, let go, and or allow all that to be removed from your reality now?
Yes, I choose that.
Woo! Yes, I choose that. Wowza! Vaporize, vaporize, liquefy, banish, vanquish. Woohoo! Banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish.
Okay. Yes.
Cool.
Good. Thank you.
You're welcome. Let's see. And Spring, did you have a question? Okay. Well, I'll go ahead and then we had some questions that were emailed to me. So let's see, what was the first one? Okay, the first one was a person was asking, was she a witch in a previous lifetime? Woo, yikes, everything that brought up. Woo, did you choose to release, let go, and or allow all that to be removed from your reality now? Yikes, everything that's saying no, freeze all, pre-scan all, pre-tag all, pre-ID all, pre-encapsulate all, and whoosh, out, 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 out. Banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish. Yeah, and then once again, that you can notice that when when we were trying to release something that would be easy to release, that we would like to release, like everything that brings up around being a witch, there was some resistance there. And what I found is most of that resistance is actually not you. It's these energetic forces that want you to stay stuck, that want you to stay in the same place. So is that any big deal? Well, sometimes it seems like it is, but it really isn't. All it means is when you have resistance to clearing something, you want to clear out those negative energetic forces that might be resisting you. And they don't it's not like they're always there, but I always clear those first because then everything is easier. Ah, cool. Now, the thing about being a witch in the past life, it brings up a couple things. Now, the first one is past lives. Ugh, yikes. So what is everything that past lives brings up for you? Whoa, blah. Woo, everything that is, you choose to release, let go, and or allow all that to be removed from your reality now. Yes, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. So now I kind of simultaneously look at like past lives are important, and they have some significance, and they're unimportant and don't have significance. Now, why is that? Well, the thing is past lives can be so many different things. They actually could be you in a past life. So one of the things I was looking at is one of the things that a lot of people have is dying in a past life from not having enough food or dying from starvation. Ugh, yikes. And it's interesting is because like that could actually be multiple reasons. It could be that you actually were in a past life, died of starvation. It could be somebody in your family or your family lineage had that experience. It could be somebody that you're actually tapping into in this lifetime, that had that experience. Or it could even be inserted beliefs, inserted experiences. Ugh, yikes, everything that brought up. Woo, vaporize, liquefy. Yeah, and this is something I go into deep into the membership program about how a lot of the beliefs we have, these memories we have, could possibly have been inserted and designed to limit you. Ugh, yikes. But more about that another time. The main thing is because it could be all those places, we don't really want to make it significant. Now, what we want to do is really just clear what any of those sources or reasons behind past lives is and just clear it out. Whew. So all the significance you put on an experience you had in the past life, where that experience is not a contribution for you to be focusing on, do you choose to release and let all that go? Yes, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. And the thing about like being a witch, that can have a lot of stuff too, because many of us in previous lifetimes were killed for being witches or wizards. Woo! Yikes. And so there's this significance, and there's also some inbound beliefs that we don't want to be found out to being a witch or being able to use energies and magic in this life, because there's this subconscious belief that we might be killed if we use them. Whoa. So everywhere that it feels like you have that subconscious belief that if anyone found out that you could do magic, you could change things, that you would be killed or persecuted. Would you choose to release, let go, and or allow all that to be removed from your reality now? And everything's saying no, freeze all, pre-scan all, pre-tag all, pre-ID all, pre-encapsulate all, and whoosh, out, out, out. So once again, do you feel that resistance that there was there? But what if that wasn't actually your resistance? It was those energetic forces that don't want you to get free, that don't want you to step into your authentic strength and power. Cool. Awesome. Yeah, and then one of the other parts that I've discovered is that pretty much throughout human society, people of the ruling elite, whoever that is, have basically tried to disempower everybody who wasn't part of that clique, who wasn't a ruling elite in that culture. Now, who are the most powerful people that the ruling elite would want to control? Well, they'd want to control individuals that had magic access and could see through lies. Woo. So they made it wrong for witches, wizards, medicine men, medicine women. Ugh, yikes, because they could not control them. And if you could heal people, you could change things and make it so that people couldn't see the or would see through the manipulation that the rulers were doing. Whoa, they certainly wouldn't want that. And then another thing is because women just kind of more naturally have access to energetic awareness, energetic powers, energetic magic. Women as a group have been more suppressed across history. Ugh, yikes! So everything that brought up. Woo, do you choose to release, let go, and/or allow all that to be removed from your reality now? Yes, I choose that. Whoosh, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Yeah, and so the word witch should feel fine. And actually it doesn't feel too bad right now. But let's just tap into the difference between the energy around being a witch and the energy around being a wizard. Okay, so we already did some good clearing, so it wasn't quite as strong as I've often found it. But everywhere that it's better to be a wizard than to be a witch. Ooh, okay, there we go. Do you choose to release, let go, and/or allow all that to be removed from your reality now? And everything, it's like, no, freeze all, pre-scan all, pre-tag all, pre-ID all, pre-encapsulate all, and whoosh, out, 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 out. Woo! Banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish. Wowza. Yeah, so everywhere it's better to be a wizard than to be a witch. Everywhere it's better to be a witch than a wizard. Yeah. Whoa, okay, so everything on that side, you choose to release and let all that go. Woo, yes, I choose that. Woo, vaporize, liquefy, banish, vanquish. Woo, banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish. Is it okay to be a witch? Is it okay to be a wizard? Okay, there's a lot less charge on that. And actually, I have a couple other classes that I go really deep into that. So if there's still some things up for you around that, just reach out to me and I can give you some more resources around that. Okay, so let's see. So was this person, person that asked this question, was she a witch in the previous lifetime? Okay, yeah. So I'm getting a yes to that. So let's ask for you. Were you a witch in the previous lifetime? Yeah. And everything that brought up, do you choose to release and let all that go? Ooh, yikes. Vaporize, liquefy, banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish. Ooh, banish, vanquish. Whoa. Yeah. So all the significance you have over being a witch or not being a witch in a previous lifetime, do you choose to remove and destroy all that? Woo, yes, I choose that. Ugh, retract, rescind, revoke, recant, renounce, make null and void. Woo, make null and void, make null and void. So would it have been okay to be a witch in a previous lifetime? Okay, cool. Were you a witch in a previous lifetime? Okay, and so the part is, I think what's getting us a little stuck here is I'm asking the entire group, and not everyone in the group was a quote unquote witch in the previous lifetime. Let's ask it a different way. Did you have magical powers in the previous lifetime? Whoa, there we go. Whoa, okay, all right. So once again, it's like how we ask the question makes a huge difference. And this is one of the things too, is a lot of the times we ask questions that have like a built-in limitation. So one of the parts is when you're having challenges moving through something and you ask, why do I keep having all these challenges? Ugh. Whoa. So everywhere you've asked that question, why do you keep having all these challenges? Do you choose to release, let go, and/or allow all that to be removed from your reality now? Yes, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Because asking the question in that way, there's this built-in belief that you are doing something wrong. Yeah. And the part is, you can be doing everything right and still be having challenges. Yeah. Yeah. And this ties back into, yeah, well, there's a lot of energy around abuse stuff coming up today. And this ties back into abuse, that most people who have experienced some sort of abuse, trauma, look back and go, what did you do wrong to cause that? And often what happens is you weren't like 100% perfect. So you thought, oh, if I could be perfect, then I would not get abused in the future. Ugh. Whoa. So everywhere that you have that belief that you have to be perfect or abuse is going to happen, ugh. Woo. You choose to release, let go, and or allow all that to be removed from your reality now. Yes, I choose that. Whoosh, vaporize, liquefy, banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish. Yeah, and that's the part is you don't have to be perfect. Do you feel the relief on that? You don't have to be perfect. Whew, cool. Awesome. Let's see. So yeah, so what does everything you decided your past lives mean? That your past lives actually don't mean? And what does everything you decided your past lives don't mean that your past lives actually do mean? And everything that is, do you choose to remove and destroy all that? Whew, yes, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish. Awesome. Let's see, we have a little question here. Okay, so let's just do the full clearing entities and energetic forces. Ooh. Now, when I do most of these, we're just clearing out the ones that are easy to get to and getting a deeper level. But sometimes it can be really helpful to do the full kicking out energies and exploiters. So who or what are all the entities? Demonics, demons, devils, she-devils, lucifers, succubuses, exploiters, corruptors, attackers, tricksters, gods, demigods, goddesses, false light beings, non-contributive light beings, non-contributive angels, non-contributive angelic helpers, all of those, freeze all, pre-scan all, pre-tag all, pre-ID all, pre-encapsulate all. And where were we, the infinite beings, at their creation? Assembly, gilding, source, inception, insertion, copying, cloning, modification or other, freeze all, pre-scan all, pre-tag all, pre-ID all, pre-encapsulate all. And what is everything these energies said, agreed, or was implied or assumed that they would do for you? And what is everything you said, you agreed, or was implied or assumed that you would do for all these energies? Yikes. On all of that, that's not a contribution to you, do you choose to remove and destroy all that? Yes, I choose that. Retract, rescind, revoke, recant, renounce, make null and void, make null and void, make null and void. And what was the authentic benefit or value of interacting with all these energies and frequencies? And what was the authentic not benefit or value? Of interacting with all these energies and frequencies? And everything that is, do you choose to remove and destroy all that? Yes, I choose that. Retract, rescind, revoke, recant, renounce, make null and void, make null and void, make null and void. And all these energies and frequencies and any other non-contributive energies and non-contributive frequencies, out from your body, out from your being, out from all bodies, out from all beings, out from all realities, dimensions, time streams, data streams, and virtual and simulated realities, out, 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 banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish. Okay, that feels a lot quieter. Whoa. Cool. Let's see. And I did have another question from the group. Let me find where I put that. And that was having a body discomfort, having a shoulder that feels uncomfortable and worrying that it might be a frozen shoulder. Everything that brings up, do you choose to release, let go, and or allow all that to be removed from your reality now? Woo, yes, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish. Yeah, and interestingly enough, in the membership group right now, we are moving through a series of clearing body challenges and having a better connection with your body. Now, one of the things that happens when you have any kind of health condition and you get some sort of diagnosis, whoa, yikes. So everything health conditions and diagnosis brings up, whoa, yeah, yikes. Do you choose to release, let go, and or allow all that to be removed from your reality now? Yes, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Now, one of the parts about you as being a super energetically aware person, when you go to any doctor, whether they understand energies or not, when they give you a diagnosis, they have all these preconceived beliefs and stuff inside their head. They often don't tell you, but they're thinking. And because you're so energetically aware and you're trying to figure out what's going on and how to solve this health challenge, you almost always jump in to their world, their reality, and it's kind of like you get a download of all the things they're thinking about your health condition. Ugh, yikes. And you don't know if it's a contribution or not, because they might be thinking that this is the worst possible case and this awful thing is going to happen. Ugh, vaporize, liquefy. But the part is they don't know the things that you know. They don't understand how to use energies and how we can use energies to change anything. And that's right. So basically, any health condition, if we can't fully change it, we can basically lighten it up so it's much less impactful than it has been. But the challenge is, like, when you grab that information subconsciously about how, like, what they think your prognosis is, that limits your ability to be able to rapidly heal. So basically limits your ability to be able to heal faster. Whoa, than you could otherwise. Because the thing is no matter what, you can always do energetic work to make your body, to help your body heal faster and overcome even health challenges that you're not supposed to be able to overcome. Ugh. So everything that brought up, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Ooh, banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish. Because no matter what health condition you have, there's been multiple cases of a spontaneous remission or multiple cases of somebody just getting better overnight. And usually they call it a miracle, an act of God, whoa, or something like that. And the part is you can have that experience too. And if you don't have that, you can actually lighten everything up. And the other part that I get is that the part about health conditions is we all have them. If you're energetically aware, sometimes you actually even can have more health conditions than if you weren't energetically aware. Whoa. So everywhere that doesn't make sense, and everywhere you've been told that if you just thought pure thoughts and you just raised yourself to a higher vibration, you would never get sick and you wouldn't have any body challenges. Ugh. Whoa. And once again, this one seems like it's a really good thing, but it's impossible. It's not true. And basically, because of that, it limits you. Now, you can have, by raising your vibration or by doing energetic work, you can actually have less challenges, but probably not no body challenges. So everything that brought up, do you choose to release, let go, and or allow all that to be removed from your reality now? Ah, yes, I choose that. Whoosh, vaporize, liquefy, banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish. So of any health challenges that you have, what is everything that you were told about that challenge or that you think about that challenge? Whoa, that's not a contribution to you. Whoa, yeah, yikes. Everything that is, you choose to release, let go, and or allow all that to be removed from your reality now. Ah, yes, I choose that. Whoosh, vaporize, liquefy, banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish. And the thing about diagnosis is sometimes it's helpful. It's helpful if it gives you a place to focus in on, to direct your energy to create that change. And sometimes that's not helpful if that diagnosis comes with a whole bunch of other stuff. So one of the challenges about like having a diagnosis of like a frozen shoulder is that means it would take a long time for it to heal. Ooh, vaporize, liquefy. So everywhere that you've decided what your health condition is, where it's not a contribution to you changing it, whoa, you choose to release and let all that go. Wowza, yes, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy. Now, I think did you feel things lighten up? So no matter what health condition you have, even if you don't think you have any health conditions, that changes stuff because you've decided things about your body, limitations of your body that you've decided you have. Whew. And this isn't to deny that our bodies aren't like 100%. Your body can't do every single thing that you want it to do. Nobody's can. The same thing like a world-class sprinter has a hard time doing a marathon. So he can't do both things at once, but he's really good at one of those things. And so what if that's okay? What if it's okay that your body can't do everything that you want her to, but she can do most of the things or the things that are really important for you to do? Oh, that feels a lot better. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Cool. Oh, and then another trick around changing things energetically, or especially around body and health conditions, when we're doing energetic work, we want to change it 100%. And I get that. And that's why I talk about like being open that you can change it 100%. But if you can't change it 100%, changing it a smaller amount, 10%, or even just changing it 1%, actually makes it better, makes it easier to work with that condition, and also actually starts that healing process. And so what happens is if you try to change something 100% and it won't change 100% in this moment, what often happens is nothing changes. Ugh, everything that brought up, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. But if you're open to, hey, I'm going to change this as much as I can. And sometimes I think it's helpful to start at a smaller amount. So let's just start at 10%. So of any health condition you have right now that you would like to change, what is everything in the way of it changing 10%? Blech. And there's a lot of times we have this belief about, well, I don't want to change 10%. I want it to change 100%. Well, but the part is if it can't change 100%, isn't changing it 10% better? And if you change that 10%, what if that 10% was the part that was really sticky and stuck? And then the next time you can change it another 10% or another 20%. Woo! So by changing it a smaller amount, that basically starts the whole process. So you can change it the whole way. Woo! So what's everything in the way of you changing your health condition 10% right here, right now? Ugh. And everything that's in the way of that, you choose to remove and destroy all that. Whoa, yes, I choose that. Whoosh, out, 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 out. Whoa. Banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish. Oh, cool. See how quiet that got? Because a lot of the things that were in the way of that health condition changing weren't even you. So let's just check again. So it's everything in the way of your health condition changing 10% right here, right now. Hardly anything. So everything that is vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. So what awareness, energy, and frequency can you and your body be to change your health condition 10% right here, right now? Whoa, and then just receive that from the energetic creation field. Whoa, in the energetic change field. Whoa, and then shift, shift, shift. Whoa, shift, shift, shift. Change, 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 change. Release, 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 release. Wow, awesome. Cool. So what other questions are coming up for people?
Max, I just have a lot of, it seems like interference or hidden interference. It's something, can you tap into that and see if we can clear
Yeah, so all
that
the
is?
unknowable,
I'm sorry,
unspeakable,
I'm not sure.
untouchable, undetectable, unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, disinformation, energy fog, cloaking, and all manipulation around you, all manipulation around your body, and all manipulation around all of this. Do you choose to release and let all that go?
Yes.
Choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. And what if there's nothing wrong with you? Yeah, and so once again, this is true for a lot of people, is that we have this belief that there's something wrong with us, that if we could just change it, then everything would be better. Vaporize, liquefy. Now, and that sounds really good and really positive, but often what you think is something, you think part of that wrongness in you is actually one of your capacities. It's a part of you that's actually really cool. So you're kind of like simultaneously trying to kick out this part of you that's good, but also wanting to hold on to it because you know it's good. So what are all the parts that you've been trying to kick out of you, the limitations that you thought were you, that actually are a contribution to you. Whoa. So everywhere you've been vacillating between trying to push things out and try to keep things in, whoa, everything that brings up, do you choose to release and let all that go? Whoa, yes, I choose that. Ooh, vaporize, liquefy, retract, rescind, revoke, recant, renounce. Ooh, make null and void, make null and void, make null and void. And this is kind of one of those other tricks that I found about really moving forward faster on your energetic path. And that is not to make you wrong or judge yourself harshly for anything. Yeah, it still feels kind of weird because it's like, well, shouldn't you judge yourself harshly for things like you're not doing, like your motivation? Ugh, yikes. Well, and that's actually one of the brand new energetic clearing audios I'm working on, is looking at like how can we step into having more motivation. Ugh, yikes. So everything the word motivation brings up, ugh, woo, you choose to release, let go, and or allow all that to be removed from your reality now. Yes, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Because the thing is we all wish we could do more. We all wish there were more things that we were doing. And we judge ourselves harshly because we're not already doing them. Whoa, yeah, yikes. But any of those judgments, so basically, anytime you're judging yourself, you're creating an extra weight that makes it harder for you to do the actual thing that you want to do. Whoa, yeah. And it seems super counterintuitive. But what happens is when you stop judging yourself, you get to this place where you have a freedom with creating. You have a freedom with taking steps moving forward that you didn't have before because it's not done with a force. It's done with you want to take that step. You want to move forward. Ooh, yeah. And what's really cool about all this energetic work is sometimes it's just the awareness changes it, because we didn't really have to do any clearings around that, but just the awareness that if you're not judging yourself, you can actually increase the speed at which you're moving through challenges and you're stepping into more of the power and basically more of the authentic you that you've always wanted to be. And you can do that without judging yourself harshly for not doing it. And it's the same thing. I've been looking really hard about all the things that block our motivation. Now, one of the biggest ones is lack of motivation and discouragement is often a symptom of energetic attack. Whoa, whew, yeah, and I get this. I discovered it when moving through one of my tough times of being unmotivated. And so if you already have the This Changes Now, that's my most powerful energetic change audio, you can play that and that will help move through that discouragement and that energetic attack so you actually can move forward when you're not motivated or not feeling that. And then in the future, I'm going to have another audio that'll be available that'll do specifically around motivation and focus. Cool. Okay. Who else has questions? We can do seconds too, if you have another question you would like.
How can we get around like beliefs that have been like projected on you, or that you don't even realize, like you think that you don't believe it, but say that you've been in an abusive relationship and someone's repeatedly told you really awful things, but you don't, somewhere in you, you know it's not true. Sorry.
Yeah,
but
no, I totally get that. And
so how can you clear, like, or change that? Yeah.
So one is just to recognize that it's there. Yeah.
Okay.
So all that gross yuckiness, let's just reach in and just pull that out. Oh, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Oh, so the first thing is just to recognize that there is that belief there, that there's something about you that's not good enough. That's yeah. So everywhere that you're not good enough, you're not lovable. Whoa, that's a big one. Yeah. So everywhere you feel like you're not lovable, or people would have treated you better in the first place. Whoa, yikes. You choose to release and let all that go.
Yes, I choose that.
Whoa, retract, rescind, revoke, recant, renounce, make null and void, make null and void, make null and void. And so the other part is to start trusting you above anyone else. Now, this one can take a while to do. because we're always looking for, because we don't really know why we're kind of trying to figure out who we are in this world. And this is true for all of us. So even me now, I'm still trying to figure out exactly who I am. I mean, I really know kind of who I am, but I'm not sure like where exactly I can go. And because we're so energetically open and we're explorers trying to figure out what's going on, um, we we need when we have this external validation, either positive or negative, we tend to weight that higher. So like if you're feeling kind of good, but then somebody says something like you're not good enough, you're not lovable, that's why I abused you. Whoa, yikes. And whoa, that's a huge one around abuse. So it's not just for you, it's for a lot of people. The reason that you were abused is because you're unlovable. Ugh, yikes. Everything that is. Ugh, retract, rescind, revoke, recant, renounce. Wow, make null and void. Ooh, make null and void, make null and void. Wowza. Yeah, and that's really common among people who have been abused. And one of the other parts is when you're experiencing abuse, you're energetically picking up what the other person is thinking. Whoa, yikes. And often those people that are abusing you know what they're doing is wrong. Ugh, yikes. And so they're trying to justify it in their self, in their mind, why they're doing something that they know is wrong. Ugh, yeah. Whoa, everything that brought up, vaporize, liquefy. And so you energetically tap in and you get that, but you didn't realize that you were energetically getting that information. And so you thought it was your own thoughts. Ugh, yikes. Everything that is release, release, release. Let go, let go, let go. Ooh, release, release, release. And so the part is you want to trust you above anyone else. So if there's a situation where you think it's this way and someone else thinks it's another way, you want to trust yourself at least as much as the other person. So you don't doubt like, oh, did it really happen that way? That doesn't mean you 100% discount what they say. It's just that you don't put what they said above you. Whoa. So everywhere you're putting what other people think, what other people say above what you think and what you say, whew, do you choose to release, let go, and or allow all that to be removed from your reality now? And everything that's saying no, freeze all, pre-scan all, pre-tag all, pre-ID all, pre-encapsulate all, and whoosh, out, 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 out. Banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish. Yeah. So everything that you thought or believed, everything, everywhere you made what somebody else said about you true, ugh, when it's not a contribution to you, do you choose to release and let all that go? Ooh, yes, I choose that. Retract, rescind, revoke, recant, renounce, make null and void, make null and void, make null and void. Ooh. Because no matter what anyone else has said, you are lovable, you are worthy, you are a good or even an awesome human being. Ugh. Whoa. So everywhere you don't feel like you're an awesome human being, ugh, whoa, you choose to release, let go, and or allow all that to be removed from your reality now. Yes, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish. Yeah, because you are good enough. You are smart enough. You are capable enough. And you are a good human or a good being, whatever word works for you. Oh, cool. Yeah, thanks for that question. Yeah.
Thank you.
Anybody else have a second question?
I have something.
Okay.
It's about the future and the way the paradigm is shifting on the planet. Everything is shifting. Everything's going to change. At least that's what I get. Everything's going to change, and some things are going to go away, and everything will be new. So I want to be able to. How can I go along with it, thrive along with it, and have the most fun and be the most creative I can be, and have it all be contributive and yeah.
Yeah, so there's a couple things here. So throughout history, people have always said like, "Hey, big change is coming." Back a lot of religious people say, what is it? The apocalypse or the second coming. Woo, yikes. Um, and the part around all that stuff is, yes, we go through times where there's a lot of change, um, but things often don't. Well, it's possible for things to change quickly and rapidly. They don't often do that. It's the same thing that happened around 2012, how that was supposed to be this huge big deal, and it ended up being not such a big deal. Ugh. So, what is everything that you think is going to happen? Ugh. That actually isn't going to happen? Ugh. And what is everything that you think isn't going to happen? Ugh. That actually is going to happen? Oh, and everything that is, do you choose to release and let all that go? Ooh,
Yes, I
yes, I
choose
choose that.
that.
Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Now, this isn't to say that it's not going to happen, um, but the part is what if you can interact in your life as things are right now, and with the intention that they're going to go the way that you would like them to go? Because that gives us a lot of freedom, that you don't have to wait for something. You don't have to expect that you're not going to live your life until this big change happens. It's like, how can you create more of your life right here, right now? Whoa. And
Yeah.
everything that's preventing that, yeah, do you choose to release and let all that go?
Yes, I choose
Yes, I
that.
choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. And then one of the tricks around all that stuff is how you're asking the question. So the question, one of the ones I don't quite exactly remember it, but it was kind of like how you can be the best you can be in this time. And
Yeah.
that can be helpful, but a lot of times we put these quantitative judgments on stuff. It makes it harder for it to happen. Or there's already this preconceived belief about what's the best you can be. Ugh, whoa. Everything that is, do you choose to release and let all that go?
Yes,
Ooh,
I choose
vaporize,
that.
liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. And so you can still play with that, but also play with, how can you enjoy your life? How can you have how can you have more fun in your life now? Ugh. Everything that's preventing you from having fun in your life. Ugh, vaporize, liquefy. And I've talked about this before, about how the definition of fun we have isn't exactly what it used to be. So used to be having fun was, going to the bar, partying, being on the beach, not having to do any work. Ooh, vaporize, liquefy. And some of that still is there. But for a lot of us, we also want to feel good about creating something, making our lives better, or helping people in the world to make the world a better place. Whoa, that's a big one for me, and I get that's for you too. So the part is you having fun might also be what other people might consider work. So doing energetic clearings, creating new things, working with people. And so what if you could just have a more contributive and more fun lifestyle?
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
yeah,
Wow.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the other part around change coming or not coming, what if you can remove the significance around that? Whoa. So everywhere change coming is significant. Ugh, all the significance around that. Do you choose to release and let all that go?
Yes, I choose
Ooh,
that.
vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Yeah, because I know deep down that things are going to get much better in the future, but I don't know when that's going to happen. Um, and it might even be that things get much worse in the short-term future before they get better. But I have that deep belief that things will get better. Um, but I don't think like, oh, it's going to be tomorrow or a year from now, because that can be limiting. Because then I'm expecting it, and if it takes a different amount of time, or it can even take a shorter amount of time, it's just like, so how can I be who I would like to be now? Yeah. Oh, that's the other one. And it's also how you can be you, how you would like to be, given what you have now. Ugh. Vaporize, liquefy. Because most of us have some predefined limits on who we can be. Now, would we want to be fully empowered? Would we want to spend all of our time doing this kind of work? Well, I do, but there's other things I have to do, and that limits the amount of time I can spend doing this empowerment work. And that's the same for most people, that we'd like to spend all of our time doing one specific thing, but we have life, we have jobs, we have to go to the grocery store. Woo. And the part is like, what if you can do the best you can be, or have the most fun, have the most contributive life that you can, given those other qualifications or things that bring up your time, use up your time.
Yeah.
Cool. And then one of the other ones that's good to do is, what if you already are doing a good job? Ugh. So everywhere it feels like you're not doing a good job. Ugh. You choose to release and let all that go. Woo, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Oh, and I get it. The thing is we all have like to-do lists that are, I would say a mile long, but they're your to-do list, or even your unwritten down to-do list, is hundreds of things. And we tend to always judge ourselves by not doing those hundreds of things, as opposed to those few things that we did during the day, because you can't get to all of the items on your to-do list in one day. Ugh. But we often judge ourselves. So kind of like you're judging yourself against this huge standard that you could never meet, but you can't meet it because it's impossible. Not because you can't meet it, because no one can. Whoa. So everywhere you're judging yourself against an impossible standard that no one, whoa, not even the most motivated person in the world could meet. Whoa. Whoa, do you choose to remove and destroy all that judgment?
Yeah. Yes, I choose that.
So retract, rescind, revoke, recant. Oh, make null and void, make null and void. Woo, make null and void. Whoa. Yeah, and that's one of the reasons I've talked about this before, about creating your win for the day. And so basically, if you have a to-do list a mile long, and you don't create your one win for the day, or one or two wins for the day, you end up judging yourself against not completing all of that. So what I do is I think about, like, what's one win I could do today? And sometimes that win is something that you have to do anyway. It could be that you need to go to the grocery store and you really don't want to. So you create your win as you went to the grocery store. It could be even a larger one, that if you're working on a project, that you worked on your project for a certain amount of time. So at the end of the day, you don't then go beat yourself up going, oh, I should have done a lot more work. Whoa. Wow. So everywhere you and anyone else on this call, whoa, beats themselves up because they should have gotten more accomplished during the day. Ugh. Whoa. Do you choose to release and let all that go? Oh, retract, rescind, revoke, recant, renounce, make null and void, make null and void, make null and void. Yeah, that's easy to do, and we've all done it. But when you remove that, then that's one of the things I've also kind of noticed, is sometimes at the end of the day, I don't have any energy. And would it be nice if I continued to work doing my empowerment work? Well, it'd be nice to accomplish that, but I don't have any energy. So I watch Netflix or something like that. And I can see myself sometimes start to judge myself that I should be doing that. But if I don't really have the energy, is it a contribution for me to be judging myself? No. So I recommend that you don't judge yourself at any time, even if you did have the energy and are not working on the project that you would like to work on. Awesome.
Wow, thank you so much.
You're welcome. That was a great question.
Wow.
Cool. Anyone else have any questions before we head off? Wow. Okay. So thanks everyone for joining me on this live and asking me your questions. And if you didn't get your question answered, do send me an email and I'll see if I can answer that in a future video. So thanks everyone, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.